Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. In this video I'm going to be talking about how to train your dragon again because I'm still in a mood and I want to talk about it. Specifically we're going to be talking about the live action dragon designs because I've been watching a lot of videos and I kind of got inspired to talk about these because disclaimer, I have not seen the live action, but of course I have seen some clips and stuff and I've seen the dragon designs, the character designs. And I have an opinion on these dragon designs and how they aren't good. There's really only one that I like, and we're going to be talking about the main ones. So the Monstrous Nightmare, Zibbleback, Terrible Terror, the Natter, which one am I forgetting? Gronkle, and Night Fury. I think that's all of them, right? Thanks. But anyway, so we're going to start with a design that I actually kind of like. And that is the Monstrous Nightmare. I actually kind of think they ate with the live action design of it. I'm not gonna lie, the Monstrous Nightmare is my second favorite dragon to the Night Fury because it's just cool. And it sets itself on fire, guys. How cool is that? But yeah, so I think they did pretty good with it, honestly. It lost its underbite and the eyes are definitely not as expressive as in the cartoon. Because, well, you know, that's gonna be a common thing. All these dragons, they don't have expressive eyes. And with the cartoon, the Monstrous Nightmare, you know, his eyes are kind of sitting on top. And they're way more expressive. He always looks sly. I don't know. But anyway, I still think they kept the cool factor, though. They managed to do the cool factor. He still looks really cool in this live action. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the only design I actually truly really like. But yeah, still think the original's better, but, well, I don't know. As far as the design-wise goes, they're honestly both good. I don't know. But as far as the movie itself goes, the original's better. I know I haven't seen live action, but I just know it's better. And moving on to the next dragon, let's do the Natter. I think the Natter probably be like my third favorite dragon. I used to not care for it too much, but it kind of grew on me. It's kind of cute. And the original Natter, again, is a lot more expressive, a lot more bouncy, and has the bigger expressive eyes. And the live action one, I don't know, the eyes just don't sit well with me again. It's just the face, the head isn't as round, the eyes aren't as big and expressive, and it just looks weird. I feel like the coloration's kind of good still on. I don't know what they did with the feet. I don't know, all the dragon's feet look weird. At least in my opinion, they all kind of their feet look weird, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel as, I'll say, spiky as I feel like it should feel. I don't know, the Natter just isn't as cute in live action, and again, I think a lot of it is on the eyes and the face and how it's not as expressive. It also feels clunky, like thicker and clunkier, not as agile as it did in the cartoon. And then we'll go ahead, let's do Terrible Terror next. It's okay. I don't know if I like the live action design too much, I'm gonna be real. It kind of just looks like a glorified iguana or chameleon. I always get those mixed up, but with wings, you know, I don't know. It's just, I get where they're going. I was trying to make it kind of use real animals to make it look more realistic. Admittedly, in the reference picture that I got, because I did get a lot of pictures just for this video, the colors are kind of pretty, I'm not gonna lie. But the design, against the eyes, they're small and beady instead of being big and expressive. The face is not as round. I guess it's kind of round, but, you know, not as round. I don't know, I just don't like it. It just doesn't feel like a terrible... It kind of is okay, I guess, as its own thing, but it doesn't really feel like a Terrible Terror to me. I don't know, guys, maybe I'm just a hater, but... And we're gonna move on to the Gronkle. The Gronkle is... Okay, let's be real, the Gronkle is kind of already an ugly dragon, even in the original. He's kind of an ugly dragon. He's kind of a goofy dragon, but I don't know what they did to him in the live action, okay? He used to have these big eyes, again, big expressive eyes sitting on top of his head, this big old underbite with these sharp teeth sticking out, much like the Monstrous Nightmare. And they did away with all of that, and he had a lot more structure to him too. He's very rounded, and while the tail on the live action kind of has that still round structure, the body just looks saggy, for lack of a better term. It just doesn't feel right. The feet are also weird. Claws look weird. I don't know. It just... And the eyes, again, the eyes, they're small and beady now. Just in the middle of the head. It just doesn't feel like a Gronkle. At first, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, I think I could get used to that. And the more I looked at it, I'm like, No, that's actually looks very different from a Gronkle. This doesn't feel like a Gronkle. So yeah, nah, weird design. I really don't like the Gronkle design. I'm gonna be real. The Gronkle, I don't know. I don't like this. It's probably the one I like the least. And then we have the Zippleback, hideous Zippleback. It's, again, suffers from clunky syndrome. I don't know, I feel like it's very clunky, very chunky, doesn't look like it would move very fast. It's not as slithery like the original was. And the faces, again, the faces. It kind of looks cool, like as like a Hydra kind of thing, but it doesn't look like a Zippleback. It kind of looks like a cool dinosaur though, I'm not gonna lie, but the faces aren't as round, the eyes again aren't big and expressive. They just look dead inside. And the color too is honestly sapped out of all of these dragons. Aside from like, I feel like the Natter though had some colors on it still. And the Monstrous Nightmare, but like the Zippleback looks dull. Maybe it's just the lighting in this poster that I got, but like was looking at, but like. And then the necks look so chonky, which again is because of realism. In the cartoon you can do a caricature, you can exaggerate, so all the dragon necks are like extremely skinny, but like in real life that ain't gonna look right, so they have to make them big, thick, like thicker necks that look like they'll hold up those heads, but like then it makes them look clunky, like they don't move fast. I don't know, I feel like this one still kind of looks cool in its own right, but like it just doesn't look like a Zippleback. It doesn't have the charm of the original Zippleback at all. But then we get to my favorite dragon, the Night Fury. Okay, so when I first saw Toothless from the live action, I was thinking, oh, they kind of kept him the same. He kind of looks cute still. I think they did him okay. The more I saw it, the more clips they're thrown in my face in my Twitter feed, stuff like that. I kept looking at him like, it just doesn't seem right. He just doesn't look right. It doesn't look like Toothless. Like it did but didn't. He looked very uncanny. He looked weird. Then I rewatched the originals, and I see pictures of the original cartoon Toothless, animated Toothless. I mean, I guess live action is technically still animated, but you know what I mean. Cartoon Toothless next to this live action Toothless, and I'm just like, yeah, no, that ain't the same. That ain't the same Toothless. He just looks so uncanny. He looks so weird. And I know they kept him the most the same to the cartoon compared to the other dragons because they want him to stay expressive. From what I've heard, he was originally going to get a more hyper-realistic beady-eyed design too, but they did shrink his eyes. But, you know, they are still big enough to remain expressive. But I don't know, guys. Something about it. It's just, I feel like he looks fake. He looks really fake. He looks really glistening and wet for some reason. Now, granted, I haven't really seen him in action too much in live action. Just a little bit, and from what I've seen, he does look very clunky too. Very chunky, very slow. And I don't know. He just isn't as sleek, streamlined. He isn't as expressive and cute as the original Toothless. And it's like, Toothless is supposed to be expressive, and I know he's probably way more expressive than the other dragons, but another thing is that it's live action, so they couldn't push his expressiveness, if that makes sense, because it would look uncanny in a real world. They had to stay more based in real world logic, physics, and that's why all these dragons look chunky and slow, why they all look bulky, why Toothless probably doesn't look as expressive as he does in the cartoon, even though he is more expressive than the other dragons. It's like, just this live action Toothless he's not, they aren't the same, guys. They aren't the same. Just look at cartoon Toothless and then look at live action Toothless. No, I don't know, guys. I just, he isn't the same. He looks weird. He looks, and like I said, he looks CGI. He looks fake. And I don't know if they might have been better off not keeping him so close to the original. I don't know, but like, he just looks like a overgrown salamander with wings. And his face, his head isn't as rounded out, his eyes aren't as big and expressive. His movements, or his form just seems less sleek. I don't know, guys. Yeah, I don't know if he's the worst redesign for this live action movie, though. If I had to rank them, Monsters Nightmare would be the top. That one actually is genuinely cool. I'm gonna give them that one. That one's cool. And I don't know. The Gronkle will be at the bottom. I think my second favorite would probably be, I'm gonna say the Zippleback. While it doesn't really give Zippleback, he looks cool still, kind of. So we'll say Monsters Nightmare, Zippleback, then maybe the Natter. I don't know, I don't really like the Natter. Let's do the Terrible Terror. So Monsters Nightmare, Zibbleback, Terrible Terror, and then maybe Night Fury, Natter, Grunkle. The Natter and Night Fury can probably interchange. I'm gonna be real. I know it's weird because I love the Night Fury so much, but like the live action version just doesn't look right. He looks uncanny. So uncanny. Like, I don't know, guys. Anyway, tell me what you all think in the comments. Like I said, maybe you think I don't have any right to be talking about this because I haven't seen it, but like, I have seen the dragon designs, the character designs, but from what I heard, the live action is basically just the original shot for shot, slight changes, omission of some entire scenes. I'm looking at you, not so fireproof on the inside scene, and it's just worse. It's like the original but worse, and I've seen hardcore fans watch this thing and be sorely disappointed, so I'm just not going to bother watching it. I have no interest in watching it, didn't see it in theaters, probably won't watch it unless I go to a friend's house, that's what they want to watch or something. But I have no interest. I'll just rewatch the originals because I love the originals. And when I was a kid and the first one came out, I would watch the thing over and over and over and over and over again. And I see why, because when I recently rewatched those 3 movies, I kind of just, as soon as the movie ends, I'm like, hit replay, man, hit replay. I would have much rather than make a How to Train Your Dragon 4 than a live action remake. Let's put it that way. And I would probably go see that. But let's talk about the drawing in the background, because I am quite proud of it. I kind of feel like I was more proud of it when I started out. Towards the end, I kind of feel like it's missing something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my composition. You all let me know what you think. But it's obviously based off of, it wasn't obvious. If it wasn't obvious, it's based off of the scene in the second movie when Hiccup Toothless are first introduced. I remember seeing that scene in theaters. It was so glorious, guys. Oh man, I love that scene so much. And it's obviously kind of inspired by when they come up and they see all the Timberjacks flying. It's based off of that scene, if it wasn't obvious. And I just love that part where the music goes into the orchestral. It's so beautiful. I love that scene so much. So this was inspired by that. I drew 2 of the Timberjacks by hand, and then I duplicated them and made them the other Timberjacks. I was drawing a 3rd one. You probably saw in the speed paint that I tried to, was messing with his wings, and then I was stupid and did not duplicate that layer. So I ended up not liking the wings, and I want to go back, but I couldn't really undo all the way back, so I just had to repaint it. Didn't feel like repainting it, so I just copied and pasted on the other ones and shrunk it. I did paint over it a little bit to make it not exactly the same, but I think I copied the big one and flipped it and shrunk it down. But yeah, so for the most part, I kind of just traced over the Toothless and Hiccup and the 2 main from a screenshot, and then the 2 main Timberjacks. And then I added everything else. So I did extend it so you can see the whole wingspan of the Timberjacks, and then I added the clouds and more Timberjacks. There's a lot more Timberjacks in this drawing than there was in the original scene. And then I don't know if you can tell, he's so tiny, but Hiccup is not wearing his helmet. He's just, his faceplate or whatever, he just doesn't have it on. So I did alter that a little bit, alter their pose a little bit too, so. And yeah, so I was trying to kind of do that scene but elevate it, but I don't know if I did that. I try to add all this glorious lighting. And also, since you can see when I named this thing in Krita, that's the only thing about Krita is you kind of see it in my recordings. I'm a little private. I don't know if sometimes my names are weird. Like with this one, I decided to change the name from to that's how you're supposed to read it, to Flying with Timberjacks. I feel like that sounds better than I didn't know what to call it when I was saving it to my file, so I'm like, when I think of the scene, I think of it going, the music going to that. And so that's what I was deviated after. But yeah. Anyway, when I was first starting out, I thought it looked so cool. I'm like, this is gonna be so cool when it's finished. Now that I finished it, I don't know if I was just staring at it for so long that it doesn't look as good as I thought it was. But you all tell me. Let me know what you think and tell me what you think it's missing, because I feel like it's missing something. I just can't put my finger on it. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will do have a Redbubble and a Zazzle store if you want to check those out. I'll put the links in the description. And until next time, guys, bye bye.